Coming up on Unpeeled, a new remake of Scooby-Doo is full of surprises.
News about Ellen DeGeneres' old record label is coming to light.
We have an exclusive footage from the League of Legends World Championship.
And we recap the new season of Bachelor in Paradise. All that and more, Unpeeled starts right now. Welcome back to another episode of Unpeeled. I'm Spencer Pierce.
And I'm Walker Simmons. We start the show with some troubling news.
Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, has been removed from Twitter and Instagram after posting multiple anti-Semitic posts last week.
Kanye West is known for posting concerning content, but many celebrities are pointing out how dangerous ignoring this reoccurring problem is. Later in the show, our pop culture reporter Kaylee DeCina will have more on this ongoing story.
The Founding Fathers are getting a gender bend. Broadway musical 1776 focuses on the events surrounding the Declaration of Independence and now has a cast completely made up of female, transgender, and non-binary performers.
Yeah, following the footsteps of Hamilton, the musical breaks down gender and racial casting and showcases many of the people that the original Declaration failed to include. The musical will run through January 8th at the American Airlines Theater in Manhattan. Spencer, I'm really excited for this. A Hamilton fan myself, I love incorporating music into learning things. It makes it remember, you can remember it more.
That's true. No offense to my history teachers. I have no idea what happened from like 1776 on. So Hamilton made it completely helpful for me to remember things. And I never got to see Hamilton, but you saw it on Disney Plus probably. It just makes history fun. Like it really makes it fun to learn.
Yeah, it really does. And now it's taking another angle at it as well. I love what they're doing, incorporating more details into it and adding more, kind of uncovering a lot. It's just really exciting.
Right, and I really like what you said. It's featuring people that were not written about in the original Declaration of Independence, and that shows that we're finally making progress somewhere.
Right. And something else new, a classic video game is coming to the big screen this April, and we got a sneak peek. The teaser trailer for Mario Bros. Movie was released earlier this week, and fans have so much to love about the trailer, from the incredible animations to Jack Black voicing Bowser. But there's one thing that's just not sitting right with fans.
Yeah, and it's a pretty big thing. The main character, Mario's voice. When the cast list was released for the movie, there was excitement, but everyone was concerned with Chris Pratt, known Italian, voicing Mario. And now that the trailer's released, those concerns are super valid. You know, he doesn't have the classic voice. Fans say there was no resemblance at all. And you know, you don't got to be a genius. He went through like 5 different accents when he did it. Not great.
We were talking about that before the show.
Not great.
Up and down.
Yeah, but we will say, Jack Black as Bowser absolutely crushed the casting.
I was really excited about it. Also, the whole Chris Pratt voice thing reminds me so much of Sonic when they messed him up. That's what this gave me. Another video game movie too.
Yeah, but this one seems like they're in too deep now. He's done all the lines.
I agree.
Sonic was all the animation and everything. There are so many people that I want to hear though. My favorite comedian, Sebastian Maniscalco, is going to be in this. We got Charlie Day.
I am so excited for Charlie Day. I know
he's your favorite.
I am a huge Charlie Day fan. There was like 5 seconds at the end of the trailer where he did like one line, and that was enough. I'm hooked.
I don't know.
Excited.
I don't know who's watching the last 5 seconds of the trailer that deep. All right, well that's good enough for us.
Well, hey, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? HBO Max is creating a new series based off the mystery-solving gang that will be missing its main star. Velma will follow the character of the same name in the new adult animated series that does not include Scooby-Doo.
The decision to get rid of everyone's favorite mystery-solving dog was done to differentiate the shows of the past from all the kid-related content that came out in the original to now. It also means that without Scooby, Velma will get her chance to truly shine. Velma will start streaming on HBO Max in 2023. Walker, Velma, the most underrated character in all of Scooby-Doo.
That's a hot take. I'm a Shaggy person myself.
That's so crazy.
I love a good origin story. Like, I'm very excited for this, don't get me wrong, but we'll see.
I don't know.
Scooby-Doo is such a iconic, and now it's just like, what's the difference between The Breakfast Club and this if Scooby-Doo is removed?
I don't know. I kind of like it. I think it brings a new angle to something that we've been seeing for a really, really long time. You think of Scooby-Doo. Now, it's tough. If the show was named Scooby-Doo and Scooby-Doo's not in it, then
right.
there's a problem. But it's Velma. We're learning about Velma. We got Mindy Kaling voicing her. She's a great actress, and she's got like that voice, you know, for animated series. So I'm really excited for this.
Were you able to catch the trailer?
I was not.
It's actually really good. So it's just Velma, and it's more of like the lead into a mystery almost.
Okay.
So I really like what they did with the trailer.
So Scooby's not even there yet.
The whole gang isn't there. It's just Velma.
That's okay. Well, coming up, pop culture reporter Kaylee DeCina will give a breakdown of Kanye West's problematic online behavior.
And our music reporter Alexa Lamalfa does a deep dive into Charlie Puth's experience with Ellen DeGeneres' record label. You won't want to miss this.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
As Walker and I mentioned earlier in the show, Kanye West has been restricted on multiple social media platforms after violating guidelines once again. Our pop culture reporter Kaylee DeCina has more details.
Thank you. So Kanye West is restricted on Instagram and locked out of Twitter after a series of both inappropriate and anti-Semitic posts. The Anti-Defamation League calls the posts dangerous, and Twitter has made the decision to remove them. In a now deleted tweet, West said he was going to go, quote, DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. Earlier that week, he posted screenshots of his text exchange with rapper Diddy. Diddy had called Kanye on his white supremacist Diddy had called out Kanye on his White Lives Matter shirt, and Kanye then revealed their text exchange on Instagram. He said he was going to use Diddy as an example to show the Jewish people that no one can threaten or influence him. He then said, I told you this was war. Jewish celebrities have spoken up about these posts to bring awareness to how dangerous they are, and this anti-Semitism is. Political figure Steve Schmidt tweeted about the fact that people are potentially taking Kanye's threats too lightly. Because of Kanye's habits of posting inappropriate things and getting banned from social media, people are putting these comments off as Kanye being Kanye and unwell. But Schmidt and Jewish celebrities like Jamie Lee Curtis and Sarah Silverman have called out this rhetoric and behavior as extremely dangerous, especially considering the platform that Kanye holds. These posts are only the latest of Kanye's actions, but controversy around his behavior began last week. As I mentioned, at Paris Fashion Week, Kanye wore and debuted a White Lives Matter shirt. The Anti-Defamation League says that the term White Lives Matter is a hate slogan often used by the KKK and other white supremacist groups. In an interview with Fox News host Tucker Carlson, Kanye recalled telling his dad he thought the shirts were funny and said he believed the statement to be true. On Monday morning, Kanye released a 30-minute YouTube video titled Last Week, but does not address the recent controversies. Back to you guys.
Thank you. Ellen DeGeneres had a music label. Our music reporter Alexa Lamalfa is here to tell us all about the artist accusing Ellen and her label of mistreatment. Alexa, how you doing?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Oh, I mean, I'm excited. This is a very interesting topic to dive into here. So just to start things off the bat here, can you tell us a little bit about Ellen's record label? I didn't even know it existed.
You know, Walker, I had no idea it existed either until this story came out in the headlines, and then I kind of put my detective cap on and kind of did all my research. But I found out that the label started in 2010, and the first artist was Grayson Chance that they signed. And that's a little ironic, and I'll tell you about that in a bit. But you know, Ellen found artists on YouTube, and she kind of wanted to give a voice to like the unknown, and she kind of wanted to make their dreams come true, quote unquote, and she called this 1111. Now, she looked at the clock and she saw 1111, and she knew it was a sign, but also it has everything to do with Grayson Chance. I mean, that was his bait. It was a sports jersey number that he had, and she founded him on the 11th, so it kind of all connected with that. But now this label's actually defunct, and it stopped in 2012, and there's no reason why. I feel like she kind of just swept that under the rug, because I can't find anything about that.
Interesting. So a lot of moving parts with this story here. Now, the controversy started after Grayson Chance spoke about the poor treatment that he was receiving from the label, and now Charlie Puth is commenting. I mean, how's this all coming out now?
So Grayson Chance was founded by Ellen, I guess, and was a prodigy, and then he kind of was on her show throughout his career. But then he actually just had an interview with Rolling Stone where he called her opportunistic and self-centered, and really he's not the first person to comment on her poor behavior, but he is the first to comment on the label. Now, it's interesting because Charlie Puth was also signed to that label, and he was also talking about his own experience.
Really interesting. I wish we had more time to dive into this. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have right now. We'll have more coverage after the break on this World of Warcraft Championship, and reporter Carson Fowler will give us an update on the MLB playoffs. Stay tuned, Unpeelers.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You were told it was World of Warcraft, it's League of Legends, but speaking of Worlds have kicked off in New York City where the best teams in League of Legends play to cement their greatness. We've already seen upsets, dominance, and oysters, but don't take my word for it. Our host, Leo Silverman, industry reporter Lucas Vogel, and esports reporter Alana Epstein have you covered.
Thanks so much, Spencer. Welcome to the first esports roundtable in Unpeeled history. It's super surprising and awesome to be here. But guys, to jump right into it, Lucas, we had the pleasure of going to the Hulu Theater, watching the first weekend of this Worlds Tournament. How did the crowd live up to expectations?
Oh, it was unbelievable. I mean, you know, we were both there, and North American fans have been waiting for this for 6 years now, with the last Worlds event being in America in 2016. So they fled to the Hulu Theater at MSG and packed it. 5,500 fans all there. It was just unbelievable to see. As you can see right now, actually, we were there. That's our footage, which is so fun. But they flooded to the arena. They also flooded to watch online, as the Fnatic T1 game peaked at 1.3 million viewers. So right now, it's all looking good for the League of Legends Worlds Tournament.
It's looking good for the tournament, but for North American teams, Alana, it's not looking so good early on.
Yeah, unfortunately, Leo, you're right. America is 0-9 right now. But like the World Cup, this is only the first week of the group stage, so they do still have a chance to make a comeback. Now, later this week, there are 16 teams left. 4 teams in each of the 4 groups, and they're competing again at the Hulu Theater at Madison Square Garden. So let's talk a little bit about those statistics. T1 is leading Group A, JDG is leading Group B, Rogue is leading Group C, and Royal Never Give Up is leading Group D. Now, Korea and China, which are also known as the East, are leading the competition as a whole, but personally, I think it's a little too early in the competition to decide who will win. But like I said, I am hoping America will make a comeback.
I think we're all hoping that America can make a comeback here, but let's get a little more big picture, guys. Obviously, this is a huge event for esports. How impactful is it on League of Legends and esports as a whole, Alana?
Well, you know, like you said, millions of people are watching this competition, and at this competition, which is happening all over the world, I think when you have people who are so passionate about esports all together, it just makes it so special.
Yeah, it's fantastic. A quick personal experience. When we were both there, we were seated behind some Chinese fans on our right, on our left, and then some Korean fans close to us as well. It was just a whole international experience. It's unbelievable what this one game can bring an entire group of people together.
And it's going to keep going on for a month. We'll all be watching. Walker, are you going to tune in as well?
I might. You never know. I mean, I called it the wrong thing, but maybe I will. Hey, but for avid baseball fans, the month of October is always marked on their calendars. Our sports reporter Carson Fowler is here to give us an update on all the current landscapes of the MLB. Carson, how you doing?
Thanks, Walker. Listen, so I'm going to break down the MLB playoffs for you guys. After an action-packed wild card weekend for 8 teams, it's on to the divisional round. Let's kick things off with the American League. So the Cleveland Guardians defeated the New York Yankees this past weekend, or excuse me, they defeated the Tampa Bay Rays in a 2-game sweep over the Tampa Bay Rays on Saturday. Rookie Oscar Gonzalez's 15th inning walk-off homer was all the Guardians needed to get the 1-0 victory. Cleveland's next divisional matchup, a much greater test, the New York Yankees, who they currently trail 1-0 following a 4-1 loss behind this bat from Anthony Rizzo. Wow. That was like actually slammed. Still with the AL for the first time in 21 years, the Seattle Mariners went dancing to the postseason, and they picked up a wild card series win. Seattle raced a 7-0 deficit to take down Toronto Saturday, 10-9. Their next matchup, however, somewhat of a David and Goliath. The top-seeded Houston Astros. Where are they? Right down here. But never count out the underdogs. The Astros narrowly escaped the Mariners last night, 8-7, after Yordan Alvarez blasted a 3-run walk-off home run to win the game. On to the National League, the only wild card series to go all 3 games. The San Diego Padres trumped the New York Mets 2-1 this past weekend. San Diego's next opponent, a divisional rival in the LA Dodgers. The Padres 5-14 against the Dodgers in the regular season. And to no one's surprise, see themselves a game behind Los Angeles after a 5-3 defeat last night. Padres aim to time the series tonight at 8:30. Last but certainly not least, bring out the brooms, because the Phillies took the Cardinals in way up the sweep, but Philadelphia now it's on to the Atlanta Braves, who they currently lead 1-0 after the Phillies stole game 1 in Atlanta 7-6. That's all I've got. Walker, back to you.
Carson, as always, thank you. And coming up, Netflix's new Jeffrey Dahmer series is receiving a lot of attention and backlash. Our TV reporter Charlie Goldberg breaks into all that in just 2 minutes.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner. Go.
Excellent. was fun. Yeah, I saw you guys out there.
Netflix has the world buzzing over the new series Monster, going over the life of serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer. Ryan Murphy's series is soaring in popularity, and here to fill us in on all of that is our TV reporter Charlie Goldberg.
Thank you, Walker. And last month, Netflix released the series Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer stories. This episode series had 10 episodes, and with it, it gave viewers a look into the life of one of the most evil people in history. From 1978 to 1991, Dahmer murdered 17 people. He was brought to prison serving 15 consecutive life sentences, but died in 1994 after being beaten by a fellow inmate. Netflix released the series on September 21st, and it has skyrocketed in viewership ever since. And after only 12 days of streaming, the show has already been viewed for over 500 plus hours, and according to Netflix figures, all 10 episodes of the show have been watched in full in over 56 million households. The show has become Netflix's second biggest series ever, right behind Stranger Things. And with all these positives and success, the series is having just as much, if not more, controversy. With that, Netflix is mainly getting backlash for the humanization of yet another criminal, and they aren't giving enough spotlight to his victims. Rita Isbell, the sister of one of Dahmer's victims, told Netflix that she hasn't even been contacted by the company about the making of the show. She called the series harsh and careless. It seems like Netflix and production companies will never stop dramatizing this tragedy. As there is already plenty of movies and documentaries made on Dahmer, Monster was just one of 2 Jeffrey Dahmer features that were published within the last month alone. As the show Conversations with the Killer released an episode on Dahmer last Friday, whenever a new adaptation of Dahmer comes out and gets released, the victims of the families will once again have to be reminded of losing a loved one. I did watch the first episode, and while it was informative and educational and well-produced, it was heartbreaking on and off the TV screen.
Thank you, Charlie. Well, on some brighter news, Bachelor Nation's favorites are back in Mexico for Season 7 of Bachelor in Paradise. And let's just say there have already been waves, get it because they're on the beach, of emotions and drama. Our reality TV reporter Lily Evans is here to fill us in on what's been happening in Paradise these last few weeks. Lily, if you know me, you know I've been keeping up, but we have to inform the people.
We do, we must.
We do. It's our rightful duty. So we need to know, who is the strongest couple on the beach right now?
Who is the strongest couple? Brandon and Serene, by far. I have to say, it's so obvious. Beloved Brandon from Michelle's season came onto the beach. Lots of anticipation for him. He locked eyes with Serene. The two have been coupled up since day one, and I have to say, I'm just so here for it. I think they're just adorable together. Both of them are just the sweetest people, genuinely here for love, and they totally deserve it. They went on a beautiful first date and already expressed to one another that they're falling in love. So if that doesn't tell you who the strongest couple is, then I don't know what does.
Also, if you take a peek at their Instagrams, it looks like they're doing pretty well outside of the beach, but whatever. So things are going well for them. It can't be going well for everyone. What's going on with everyone else?
Well, standing out to me, Genevieve and Shanae are in some love triangles.
Yikes.
And I just have to say, Shanae's a completely different person from who she was on Clayton's season.
This is true.
She's so cool, so fun to watch. I actually kind of love her. But regardless, she coupled up with Logan at the very beginning of the season. But then in came James, took her on a date. The two of them really hit it off. And she said she doesn't want to juggle multiple relationships. So now we're just waiting to see who she's going to pick. Genevieve, on the other hand, really hit it off with Justin at the very beginning, was super upset when he took another girl on a date. But then she kind of flipped around and did the same thing. She went on a date with Aaron. And the two of them have really just been hitting it off. So sorry, Justin, I guess you're out of luck. The men are definitely on edge this week. The women have the power. It's 12 women and only 7 roses, so a lot of the guys are worried they're going to be going home.
I'm no mathematician, but something there doesn't add up, and we have to know quickly what's the deal with Sally. We saw her suitcase. We barely saw her even last season on Colton's season. What's the deal with her?
Yeah, you basically said it all. Everyone was so excited to see Sally because no one knows who she is. Literally no one knows. She left Clayton's season before she even stepped out of the limo. We were excited to see her on Paradise. She was there for maybe, an hour, had a couple conversations, and she's like, no. Her suitcase, though, had a great time. It was on the beach for, a week? Drank some margs, soaked up the sun.
It's a beautiful suitcase.
Same cannot be same for Sally.
All right, well, that was Lily Evans, but don't go anywhere, Unpeelers. We have an exciting hosting announcement for you after the break.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where did cats go on vacation? New York.
The Voice is getting some new faces as it heads into season 23. It was released earlier today that Chance the Rapper and Niall Horan will join the show as coaches in their first ever season, alongside fan favorites Blake Shelton and Kelly Clarkson.
This is true, Walker. It's a nice little shakeup, but the news doesn't stop there. After hosts were announced, NBC made a statement that this upcoming season would unfortunately be Blake Shelton's last. After more than a decade on the show, Shelton says it was a decision he was wrestling with for quite a while. And quite frankly, Walker, this news was shocking to me.
It was shocking to me. I would like to say Blake Shelton, this may be a hot take, he is the face of The Voice.
Wow, I would agree with that.
He's always on. It's him and whoever else.
Well, now we know whoever else. And let me tell you quickly, no one cares, my favorite rapper.
Very excited about that.
I'm very excited. We'll see you next week on Unpeeled, but Walker, will you be watching this week?
I will be watching The Voice this week. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. We're gonna...
And announcing our special hosting pair, we have a Girl Boss episode coming up for you.
We need a drum roll. That's right, Walker. Next week, Anastasia Frazier is back with Mia McGregor and will take over for an amazing episode. But as always, that's all the time we have right now. Be sure to follow us on CitrusTV on Twitter, Instagram, and CitrusTV Entertainment. I'm Spencer Pierce.
And I'm Walker Simmons. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week with more entertainment.